Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Just cleaning our space up. How is everybody tonight? Happy new moon. Just getting set up here. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Got you finally joined in, huh? You found us. Hi, Daddy Light. How's everybody tonight? Happy new moon. Tonight we're going to do new moon readings and talk about this energy. Good, driving home. Oh, yeah, you found me. So how's everybody's new moon? This is Monday, moon day. Anything interesting come up? Hi, April. Welcome in, everybody. This is a powerful new moon. Today is also the Tibetan New Year. So we've got a lot of energy happening right now. I'm just gonna cleanse the energy here. A little tired. Yeah, sometimes the new moons can make us feel tired. And sleeping well, and hopefully we'll get everything going. So I'm just cleansing the room right now, but be sure to say hi and tell us where you're from. We're building community. Thanks for the follow. So I'm just doing a real quick cleansing. So as I'm cleansing the room, as you're seeing the smoke, feel free to smudge your aura and just allow the smoke to go through your body and breathing in and out and just relaxing after a long day. You're from Tarpon Springs, Florida. Welcome. Where's everybody from? How's everything going where you are? You're in Texas, April's in Texas, and we're live on TikTok and YouTube. And so I'm just cleansing our room and getting prepared for tonight's live. Tonight we're gonna talk about the new moon. And if you're interested in an intuitive reading, you can purchase one for $25 on my Venmo or Cash App. And we're just gonna kind of dive in. And I'm just cleansing the energy right now. So where's everybody joining from? We've got Texas, we've got Florida. Let's see where else we're going from. We've got Colorado. Minnesota, Washington, DC. Colorado. Hi, Sylvia. Colorado. Got all my Colorado people here. So I invite you to just take a nice deep breath in and out and relax and breathe in and out and just feel the energies that are coming in and through. Today, like I said, is also the Tibetan New Year. So it's the perfect time to do manifesting, rituals, getting clarity, guidance. Whatever you want to do starts now because the energy is fresh right now. And so it's the time where we can start to really feel this fresh new energy and get clarity before the springtime comes. And now we're fully in the water rabbit year, which we've talked a little bit about. Hi, Lola. How are you tonight? We're just getting started. I think I just got broken up with. Oh, no. Well, at least you're in good spirits about it. Maybe it's time for a fresh new beginning, huh? Here, you can have a smudging. We're just gonna smudge our energy here. You saw a taco group from Japan in Denver. Oh yeah, the taco is like the drumming, right? Yeah, I've seen that in Sedona. It's really awesome. Can't make someone communicate and be vulnerable. No, you can't do that. Nor would you want to. I'm about to release a video because after our last live, I think a couple lives ago, I talked about trickster spirits, and people have been asking me about that. Good evening. Nope, no, you can't help. So we could talk about that. What else is coming up for this new moon? So it kind of sounds like some of you are going through endings, right? Endings and revelations, and all the sessions that I had today were really about getting clear on your life. And I think that's a really big theme right now is, what do you want going forward? What are you not wanting going forward? Right? The live bundle definitely showed me who wasn't for me. We bumped heads the whole time. Yeah, the love bundle, and Lola too, you got a love bundle. That love bundle is going to show you what is good for you and what isn't good for you with relationships, for sure. That's the energy of the bundle. When did you start the live? I just started. I just got on just a few minutes ago. So we're just getting started now. And we're just kind of checking in, seeing how everybody's doing, where you're joining in from. And we're going to start talking about this new moon. And if you like a new moon reading, you can get one through my Venmo or Cash App. I work with one on 2 legs. It took a while. Therapy session. He's a trickster. Oh, you haven't missed it. No, you haven't missed it. I usually come on around 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I'm thinking I'm going to do 3 times a week. Try to do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or sometimes Saturday, but we'll see. I'm kind of just, like I said, I'm just experimenting and seeing what's going to work good. And I'm also looking for what kind of topics you all want to talk about, because the lives, they kind of take on their own thing. And as I get to know more people and see what you guys want on here, we can go deeper. Yeah, the trickster spirits are everywhere. Most people don't know what they're working with. And so that's why I talk about, like, you have to know your voice. That's why on the oracles of Delphi, it said, know thyself. Because when you don't know yourself, you don't know your voice, it's easy to be tricked. And that's why you have to that's why I always recommend meditation. Meditation is the first step, because then you clear your mind and then spirit can enter. But if you haven't broken your human mind, or what they call your ego, then you don't know if it's a benevolent spirit, a helper spirit, or a trickster spirit you're talking to. Good evening, Christine. How are you tonight? So that's part of what we want to cultivate. And today is Meditation Monday too. So it's new moon, or it's still meditation. Last Monday, we talked about doing the 1-minute meditation. So I don't know, does anybody stick with it? I know last time a few of you had been doing it, but we're already 1 week. So has anybody actually stuck to the practice of 1 minute morning, noon, and night? That was like our homework. Anybody try it? Because silence is the best way to cultivate that energy. Silence is the best way to break that human mind, so that the spiritual mind can come in and you can get clarity and guidance and know the path forward. Otherwise, a lot of times when we're too cluttered up here, Spirit can't enter and spirit won't communicate properly. Oh, you guys did it? Oh, good. Karen did it. Tara did it. Good, good. So how'd it go for you? How was the 1 minute? What did you notice? Did you notice anything? Okay, and I got your Venmo, Sylvia, so we'll do your reading in just a few minutes here. I usually meditate in the morning and evening. Good. I go in and then just allow myself to wake up. Last time I woke out at 333. That's my number. And that's the thing. Yeah, it takes longer to achieve quiet. Yeah, it does. The thing about it is that that's how helper spirits communicate, is through numbers and synchronicity, right? When we have like numbers and synchronicity. Whereas trickster spirits, they communicate more forcefully, or they usually try to get you to do something you don't want to do in promise of something. So fame or fortune, or, oh, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, that's trickster spirit. And trickster spirits, though, the problem with them are they're incredibly accurate, and some of them are incredibly powerful too. I missed the 1 minute challenge, but I'm going to try it from now on. Oh, good. Yeah, it's just the 1 minute of silence. So you start in the morning. So it's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Set your alarm, do 1 minute, and then, do the next one and next one, but do it at least 3 times a day if you can. If you miss 1 minute, then, just keep going on with your practice. Okay. Keep going on with your practice. But what the purpose of it is to develop a practice of silence so you can clear your mind, and you want to stretch it as it goes on. So then you'll go 1 minute, and then you go 5 minutes, and then you'll go 10 minutes, and then you'll go 20 minutes, and then you'll go 30 minutes and 40 minutes and 50 minutes, and longer and longer and longer and longer, where you're just cultivating silence. That's the whole purpose of the first exercise, is to start a meditation practice built on silence, because silence will clear your mind. And then from there, you can build your spiritual gift. You can build your spiritual gift because it's not coming from mind chatter or like trickster energies. It's just coming straight from spirit. Just got home. I don't know if I was on long enough on Monday to know the homework, but sounds good. Yeah, that's the homework. Just do 1 minute, morning, noon, night. And then from there, we're going to keep building, because what I'm finding working with people, especially people coming from TikTok and stuff, is that a lot of people don't have the proper foundation, and they're trying to build all these things and they're not able to build properly because the foundation is sloppy. You might have gotten something over here and something over there and something over here, and it's all jumbled up. So what I want to try to do is build an actual foundation so that you can build your practice, you can build your gift, you can build your meditation, you can build peace and happiness and all that good stuff. 3 times a day, a minute. Yeah. What did you say? Bhante Sila said, I am a part-time meditator until I meditate for 7 hours. Yeah. But does he have you doing silent meditation? Because monks usually do a lot of silent. All right, so I have some readings here and I'll get to them in a second. But does anybody have any questions on anything before I begin? Just on any of the lives or meditation or anything like that? Okay, so I've cleared our space. We also did our water blessing, and those are on YouTube if you haven't already. It's a variety of techniques. Yeah, they have like focus meditation too, where you stare at a, at a picture or a deity until you get it. Oh, you do a technique a week. Yeah, that's good. Build your practice. But the most important part is cultivating silence. That's what meditation is to cultivate silence, inward silence, so that once you have inward silence, you can build a really good practice no matter what you're doing. So that's good. So how's everybody's new moon? This is a water moon, and it's also the beginning of another water year. So we're in a water time. And so there may be more emotions that come up for this time too. And so that's why meditation can also help, is it can help you to just, let things pass, not getting stuck too much in our emotions. And see, that's another thing about meditation, is it can help you to build your emotional stability. You love the water blessings. You're going to start to read on his books. Oh, good. Yeah. And be sure to watch that movie I recommended, Water, the Great Mystery. Water, the Great Mystery. Like when we start talking about water, I think everybody should read that book. Or not read the book, but watch that movie. And read Dr. Moto's book, and if you can, Grandmother Agnes's book. Asana meditation with a candle. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to light our candle, and then I'm going to get to our readings. So, in honor of the new moon, what I like you to think about as I light the candle and we start our live is what you would like Spirit to illuminate in your life. What do you want Spirit to illuminate in your life? And illuminate means shed light. So when I light the candle, it's a symbol of your inner light turning on. That's what I want you to think about. When we light candles in ceremony, it's because we're illuminating the light within, and it's sharing that light so all can see. And so as I light our candle, which is a little heart candle here, I want you to focus on, what would I like Spirit to illuminate for me this next cycle? What in my spiritual development do I want illuminated? What in my personal life do I want illuminated? What in my physical life do I want illuminated? Where do I need the light to shine in my life within? Okay, so let's all focus on that. I'm gonna light the candle. I'm gonna take a moment to just connect. Okay? Remember, luminosity. And just breathing in and out, and just focusing on the candle and what you would like illuminated in your life. Just breathing in and out And for those of you who are just joining, we're focusing on the candle for the new moon, on what we would like spirit to illuminate within us this new cycle, this new moon. And just focusing on the candle and what you would like illuminated, your intention, your prayer. And now we invite the spirit world to help you to illuminate this next cycle. Because this next cycle is really preparing us for the springtime. But we're still in the winter time. So we're in the north direction of the medicine wheel. And that means that right now, we really have to pay attention to our dreams, to our night dreams that come to us. If you're being awakened at a certain time, like someone had said 333, 444, 2 to 5 a.m. is the doorway, the time of spirit. So if you're being awakened, then if you remember your dream, write it down. Or, ask your spirit, what should I be doing now that I'm awakened? What should I focus on? Why did you wake me up? Because during new moons and full moons, the energy is very potent and the spirit world is talking to us more clearly, and the veils are a little less they're open more. And so it's a good time to connect to your spirit, what you'd like going forward this next cycle, what difficulties you've been experiencing that you need help with, and any and all challenges that you want help with. And the candle, like I said earlier, it represents the inner light within us and where we would like to illuminate. Okay. So happy new moon. Something, about new moons and full moons is that they come in different packages. So everybody experiences them differently. And so that's why it's really important to do your own self rituals and ceremonies and connect inward so that you know what's going on with you on a more deeper level. Okay. All right, so we're going to get to our readings. And the first reading is Sylvia. I think Sylvia's on YouTube. Do you have a question, Sylvia, or you want to do a general reading? Oh, and Deanne, I got your Venmo, but the price is $5 more. It's $25 now. So I don't know if you can send me $5 more. That'd be great. Okay, Sylvia, are you ready? We're going to do Sylvia, then Rachel, then April, then Deanne. Okay, you want a general reading? Okay, so I'm going to do a reading for Sylvia now. So everybody else, you can relax and breathe in and out and connect to the energy. And a lot of times when we do the general reading, what people end up telling me is that they have a message for them too. And if you'd like a reading, they're $25 and you can Venmo or Cash App me, and the link is in my bio. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Thank you, Dan. We're going to go ahead and connect to Sylvia. Okay. And Sylvia is on YouTube. All right, so I'm just going to take a moment to connect. Okay, Sylvia. So the first message that I got was that you're going to have a new opportunity or a new project come to you this next cycle. And the spirit world is saying, don't like be afraid of it or think that there's something around like doubting it. And they're saying, don't doubt it, but just allow it to come forward for you and to know that this is going to start you on the process of getting back out into the world, because they're saying that you've been a little more hermit, a little more sheltered than usual. And there's a part of your spirit that's ready to get out into the world again. And they're saying that this new project, this new thing is going to help you get back out into the world. And I also seen something about crocheting or knitting. So I don't know if you've been crocheting or knitting, but it's almost like these projects of the crocheting and knitting may be piling up or starting to, become, like something more than you thought it would be. So, I don't know, let me know about the crocheting and knitting, because I did see that part of it. But mostly what they were telling me is that you're ready for a new project and a new adventure. So go ahead and take it as it comes, because it's going to come to you, and you're ready to get back out into the world because you're a little antsy right now. So, making those small steps towards getting back out there. Does that make sense for you? Because I feel like this next new cycle is about getting back into the world. And that was the main message, was about getting out of your shelter and going back out into the world and doing projects and crafts and things like that. So let me know if you have any questions or, how that was for you. Thank you, Nicole. This next new moon is really a good time to get really clear. You don't know about the crocheting. Have you ever crocheted? Because, another meaning, if it's not literally crocheting, because I saw you creating something, it's more than about creativity. And, with crocheting, you're linking things together. You're putting it like link by link, step by step, that kind of thing. But I think the main message was really about getting back into work, getting back out into the world, creating, that kind of thing, because that was what they really highlighted and emphasized. So yes, crafting, yeah. I don't know, you might want to try crocheting. You might really like it. Because it's like all these crochet projects. So if it's not literal, then it's more about creativity and that kind of stuff. All right, Sylvia. All right, Rachel, are you ready? Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, so I'll just wait for Rachel to come on. You ready? Yay. Okay. You want a general message or you have a question? Rachel, are you in contact with your mom? Hello, Liz. You like to see what comes through? Okay, but are you in contact with your mom? Oh, you just saw her? Okay, because your mom is like beaming on you. Okay. No wonder you just saw her. Okay. Like, why is your mom like the first thing that pops up? Because I was gonna say, if you haven't contacted your mom, you need to contact your mom, but you just saw her. Oh, good. That's funny. All right. Okay, so I'm going to connect now to Rachel. So you're welcome, Sylvia. Let's see what's going on for Rachel and this new moon energy. So, Rachel, the message that I'm getting for you is that this month you're going to be cleaning out and organizing your closet, your things. So, I feel like this is a good time to do spring cleaning, to clear out things that are cluttered. So, anything that is cluttering your house, your mind, your everything. It's like what I saw you doing was like putting things in a bag and like discarding it and letting it go. And so this is a month where you're going to clear out some things. And then the next vision that I had was that you're going to take more time for yourself. Like that's what Spirit is recommending you do. You take more time for yourself, and in between cleaning and organizing and whatever you're doing, you're taking more time to just breathe and relax and enjoy things as they come, getting out of your head, just clearing out your mind. So I feel like this next cycle is really about clearing the physical clutter, clearing the internal clutter, just clearing clutter. So anything that is cluttering your life, it's time to clear it out, because in March and April, you'll feel much more like, I want to say like less stressed. And that was like the main message, because I see you putting stuff in bags to go. So if you're thinking about decluttering, it's a good time to declutter. Yeah, get all the messes out, clean out your car, clean out everything, just clean it all out, because it's going to clear out some space in your life. Is that how you clean? For sure, just put everything in bags. Because that's what I saw you do. It was just putting everything in bags. But then the next vision was like you were relaxing, and it led to something, it led to more like a relaxed feeling and enjoying. So that was what Spirit was saying. It's like this cycle is clearing out the old so that the new can come in. And you have a son? You have a little son? Because I saw a little boy helping you clean. Yeah, the little one. You can have him help you. I wanted to say there was something about that son. I feel like that son is the more sensitive one too. So when he gets like messages and stuff, just write it down, because I feel like he'll tell you stuff. Yeah. All right, Rachel. Thank you. Did you have any questions or anything on that? He is, yes. Okay. Yeah, he's a cutie. Yeah. And probably like always around you and stuff, wanting to know about this stuff. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. It's also connected to your mom. Maybe your mom is the intuitive on there. Oh, can I allow you to pin a comment? How do I do that? Sorry. Oh, I have to do it from the live. Okay, where do I do that? In the settings? Okay, moderators. Let me see here. Oh, you should be able to pin. It says you're allowed to pin. Are you not allowed to pin? It says you are. You have all this, the what do you call it? Settings clicked. Yeah, let me make sure. Guiding light. Yeah. I'm not sure why you're not able to. It says you can. Is there another way I do it? Your oldest, is he the sporty one? Moderator settings, edit something, advanced settings. Okay, moderator settings. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Settings, moderators, advanced settings. Oh, okay, let me see if I can find that. No, it's not it. Sorry, everybody. I don't know how to do this. Where's the pinned comments? I think I need to take a TikTok class. Oh, it is a toggle. Yeah, the toggle is on though. Who's the sporty one? Your son? Is one of your son's sports? When you said that, I saw sports. Who's the one in the sports? Sorry. You just watched a YouTube? Oh, I'm sorry, Nicole. I'm gonna have to figure that out another time, sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna go back to Rachel and get back to your question. Sorry, I wasn't. Young woman is my oldest. Who's the one who's into sports? You got one that's into sport. Your oldest daughter just said she wanted to join a sport. Okay, sorry, is a daughter. Yeah, I saw one of them is in sports, but when you said oldest, the first thing that popped in was sports. Yeah. So if she, and you said she just wanted to join a sport. So that's kind of part of her. You see how spirit works? And that's what I was talking about earlier with the difference between a helper spirit and a trickster spirit, is because a helper spirit will bring in synchronicity like that, where, oh, the first thing I say is sports. And then the next thing you say is, oh, my oldest daughter said she wanted to join a sport. You see how that's in alignment? And that's what they call synchronicity. And so that's from the spirit world confirming that's the one right there. See, that's the oldest right there. So then and see, when you're doing readings, that's what you want to look for in the readers too, is the synchronicity, because that's how spirit speaks. Spirit speaks through synchronicity and through feelings and emotions and like chills, things like that. Spirit doesn't speak like you have to do this and you have to do that and do it. It's more like that kind of stuff, like synchronicity and coincidency. Oh, okay. Fitz is my baby. Is that the little boy? So you have a girl and a boy? Yeah. Validations. Yeah, validations. So that is a good example of how spirit speaks. So yeah, I would say everything's right in alignment, Rachel, and your kids are definitely on their path. No, she came, what's OB? Oh. Oh, okay, I don't know. See, people think I'm nuts when I'm seeing numbers and looking them up. No. That's because most people, and that's the thing about waking up, is like when you go through the awakening, that's how the awakening works, is that you have all these like messages that lead you to these different places and spaces, but most people aren't paying attention. But when you start awakening, you start paying attention, and then everything has meaning. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I got kind of you've done a lot of sports. Okay, good. Okay, so I think I got all the comments. Okay. So that's April. April, you're next. You're still on YouTube, right? Exactly. Everything doesn't have meaning. I'm like, it does. Yeah. Oh, you're the eldest. Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm getting it. Okay, good. Okay, so let me go back and okay, I got a little confused. You have done a lot of sports. Okay, I see. Okay, you're right on track. You're supposed to be doing sports. So that was the first thing that popped in. I was like, the eldest is doing sports. Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining the live, Rachel's daughter. Okay. So next we have April. April, are you here? You got the pin comment. Oh, good. This says, encourage your viewers to share your live. So please share the live. You can invite more people of like minds and hearts. The thing about this time is that we have to do the inner work. So a lot of times people want people to do the work for them, but something to remember is that we all have to do our own inner healing. New people problems, we all be learning TikTok. I know. TikTok is always changing too, and it's not ever evolving thing. And I'm kind of still getting used to it. April, are you here? I'm ready for you. So I'm just waiting for April. We have April, then we have Deanne, and then we have Amanda. And I'm just waiting for April now. I think April is on YouTube, so let me just check YouTube again. Okay. So we'll give her another minute. Okay. This thing is frozen. All right, April, are you here? April. It's me. Is that you, April? Wait, I'm confused now. I thought April was on YouTube. Is April on TikTok or YouTube? Oh, okay. I got yours, Rachel, for your daughter. But I'm calling April. April. Calling April. April, are you on YouTube? Finish. Let me just check my YouTube right now. Okay. Let me refresh here. Oh, there you are. Sorry. Okay, April, sorry. I think it might have been frozen. All right, we got the technology kind of going. All right, you want a general for this cycle? Okay, so I'm going to do April's reading now. Okay, so the message I got for you, April, is that this month is a good time to write a letter to your past and helping you to turn the page into a new beginning. So they're saying you're just coming out of a very tumultuous time, and you're healing a lot of things from your past. And they recommend writing a letter to the past, clearing out any of the emotions and things that are still unresolved, and then letting go of that time in your life. So it's almost like right now is in the in-between time, you're in a transition of going from one chapter of your life to another chapter of your life. And so it's very important to close that last chapter so that you can start your new chapter. And as you open that new chapter, everything in your life starts to change. And I feel like there will be a really big change around March 20th to the 28th. Those are like things to look for. March 20th to the 28th are the dates that they're giving me, that you will start to feel the new energy, the new beginning. Even like people you're meeting, everything is changing. And so as you go about this next month and this next cycle, it's like we were talking about before, it's like cleaning out the past so that the future can start to really emerge. But they are acknowledging you're kind of coming out of a more tumultuous or more uncertain time. So let me know if you have any questions or how that resonated with you. Oh, there you are, April. I see you. I think I had a frozen YouTube. Did you get your message? Let me refresh again. Oh, you missed it? Oh no. All right. So what I basically said was that you're coming out of a more tumultuous time. And so Spirit recommends you write a letter to your past. And you can write it out and be grateful for it and just kind of get it out of your system. I don't know if you've ever read that book, Codependent No More. That's a good book for you to read. And they're saying like right now is a transition, and between March 20th and March 28th, you're going to feel the change. You're going to feel the energy shift. So from now until then, it's about clearing out emotions, clearing out memories, clearing out the things of your past that caused you pain and turmoil. Because they're saying you're in a transition period from old winds to new winds, and things will start to clear out around March 20th to the 28th. So from now until then, you're going through like a cleansing and a clearing time. And so even like people, things, everything is clearing out so that that new energy can come in. That was the message. I'm not sure where I'm at. Okay. Did you get the message now? Okay, is there anything I need to be ready for? Yeah, it's the changing. So, you know what I feel like it really is? It's a change of energy, is more exciting energy. It's more exciting energy. It's like, it's just going to build this energy within you and get you more excited and passionate about your life and new friends, and everything is moving into a new direction because some of the old things are stagnant. So by clearing out all those memories and things, I just feel like you've been more in a stagnant or stuck kind of energy. And now it's starting to move out and you're feeling it. So it's almost like you've been either in a hermit or recluse mode, and now things are moving out. I feel like that's happening to a lot of people who are on our live today, is that like energy is starting to accumulate and starting to move from hermit to butterfly. You know, if that makes sense, where it's like, instead of being alone in your house or just reclusive, or it's like moving out into the world now. And that was the energy I was feeling, and that it's now time for you to clear out some things to prepare for that time of more of the butterfly. Makes sense? So a lot of butterflies are going to be emerging this spring and summer. You're so ready. I know. It just March 20th to the 28th. Write it down. Write it down. Because you're going to feel the shift around then. And then you can document what happens between now and then. All right, April. I'm glad your bundle's working too. That's like the whole reason we do the bundles, is like make sure you're going in the right path. It'll help accelerate that path for you. Yeah, March is going to be awesome for you. March is going to bring in that fresh spring. You know, it's that song. You know that song by Stevie B, Spring Love, that energy. Good evening, beautiful beings. Good evening, XX fam. How are you tonight? Happy new moon. All right, thanks, April. You're welcome. All right, Deanne, you ready? I have Deanne, and then I have Amanda, and then Rachel, and Tabitha. You're welcome, April. Sorry about the YouTube freeze. I'm not sure why it froze. Probably have to refresh. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm live on my station, and you can always watch the reruns. Oh, you want a love reading? All right. Okay, well, I'm gonna do Deanne, and then Amanda, and then Rachel, and then Tabitha. Good, good. The birds were giving wonderful salutations this morning. Oh, good, good. That sounds like a good way to start your new moon. All right, Deanne, I'm gonna connect to love. I feel like I need some love oil for this one. All right, got my love oil here. Let's connect to Deanne and love. So Deanne, the thing that they're saying first and foremost is that as one door closes, another door opens. So it could mean you're either getting over a past relationship, or something is ending in a relationship so that something new can come in. And that's what they're showing me, is like your heart is closing one thing to open another thing. So again, you're in a transitionary period with love. And then they're giving me that song. What is that? I think it's a Katy Perry song where it's like hot and cold, something about hot and cold. And I feel like you're coming to the end of a pattern with partners who are hot and cold, yes or no, maybe, like that uncertainty energy. Because in the future, what you're preparing for is more certainty in your life. And they're saying it's not just in love, but it's in your business, it's in your relationships to everybody, but most importantly, your relationship to yourself. So I feel like with love, it's not really about another person right now. It's about healing this pattern of hot, cold, yes, no, right, wrong. You know, it's that uncertainty energy. You know how with certain people, they're uncertain and then they make you uncertain, and they're saying that's coming to a close so that you can open the door for certain love, like most definitely we're together. Most definitely we're strong. Most definitely we're committed. And that's the kind of love you're being prepared for. But it doesn't feel like it's in the now right now. It feels like it's being in the works right now. Does that make sense for you? Yeah, what's that song by Katy Perry? It's like yes and then no and something. That was a song. A lot of times Spirit will give me like a song. The transition with the same person. I feel like the person that you're inquiring about is a twin flame. So that's the dynamic of that relationship, is that it's a relationship where, okay, do you know what a star-crossed lover is? Oh, sorry, it's freezing. Do you know what a star-crossed lover is? Twin flame? That's that person you're asking about. That's why it's a difficult relationship. Yes, and then no, right, and then wrong, whatever that song says. But it's that tension, it's that push and pull, it's that irritation. You're constantly triggering each other. That's what you're working out in that relationship. Ultimately, I feel like you're star-crossed lovers, which means that the timing is never right. But this person is going to open a door for a future relationship. So whether you stay with this person or not is actually highly unlikely, just because of the nature of the relationship. This relationship is volatile. It's always a push pull, right, wrong, yes, no, cold, hot. You're hot, they're cold. You're it's just like yin and yang, like always that way. So that is going to stop with them or a new person. No, this person you're asking about is preparing you to be with somebody who is like a soulmate. So it would be a new person, a soulmate relationship. And a soulmate relationship doesn't have all that friction. In a soulmate relationship, it's much more gentle. You're more in alignment. You're not constantly triggering each other. It's more smooth. This relationship you're inquiring about is more healing. That's why it's like a triggering relationship. You're healing stuff. You're healing the love energy. You're healing old traumas. You're healing stuff. That's what a twin flame is. It's a healing relationship. But the kind of relationship they're showing me later down the road is one of more certainty. It's more flow. It's more gentle. It's more nurturing. And you're on the same page. See, this person is like you're always on the wrong page. And that's why it's a hard relationship. Makes sense? You're healing. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what, that's what those kind of relationships do, is they help us to heal. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. We all go through those relationships. You got to go through those types of relationships because they heal your heart. And then when a soulmate comes in, it'll be like, oh, this is so nice. I don't have to explain myself every 5 seconds. I don't have to like worry about triggering that person. I don't have to worry about, all that stuff. I always say like those kind of star-crossed lovers and twin flames and all that stuff are really intense. All right, Amanda, are you here? So for those of you who are just joining, we're doing new moon readings. If you'd like a new moon reading, they're $25 and you can Venmo or Cash App me. And I have Amanda, then Rachel, and then Tamtha. Okay, so Amanda, would you like a general reading or you have a question? General, okay. Amanda, are you single? You single? Okay. That was the first thing they said. You're single. So, but were you in a relationship recently? Maybe not recently, but are you still getting over a relationship? Because there's something in your heart that I'm going to connect to real quick. No, it's been years. Okay. All right, let me connect to that. Okay. What's up? Okay. Let me see. Okay, so okay, so this is really what they're saying is that deal with the tough co-parent. Is that the man who's always around you? Because it's kind of confusing. Because I do see a man around you and it's like a dark shadow figure. So I feel like this is somebody you've been with that caused you a lot of pain and suffering. And that's why it's kind of like, are you, I don't feel like you're still together, but I also felt like they're around you. Make sense? So the energy that I felt was like this person is around you, and that's why it's kind of hard for you to get back into a relationship, is because of whatever energy, whatever residue, whatever that person did to you is still in your energy field. And so what the spirit world told me is that it is now time for you to get back on the horse. Okay. Because I feel like because of this person and this energy and this relationship that you had, it's been hard for you to open your heart again and to get back into relationship. And what the spirit world is saying is that it's time to start the process to get back on the horse. Because deep inside your heart, you do want love. You do want a good relationship. You do want to be happy. And so it's really a good time to just start the process again. And to first, it starts with the heart healing, to say, okay, I'm safe to love again. And think about, what do you really want in relationship? What do you really want in a partnership? What kind of partner do you want? What will you tolerate? What won't you tolerate? I would say start with like 5 things you don't want in a person: lying, cheating, manipulative, whatever, right? And then 7 things that you really do want in a relationship: kind, funny, gentle, whatever. Everybody has something different. But when you meet somebody, you have 5 things that you want or that you don't want, and then 7 things that you do want. Yeah, you do want it. Then too busy raising kids and him stressed. Yeah, exactly. But they're saying there's a good, nice partner coming, but it starts with the energy of just opening yourself up again and trusting yourself first and foremost, and then trusting the universe to bring you that person. So 5 of the heck no, never going to do that again. And then 7 of the yes, this is what I want. Somebody who's responsible, caring, funny, loyal. Those are the things, because I feel like this year you can meet the person. But it all starts with the energy, because your heart's been closed and wounded and you're still healing. But now they're saying, it's time to get back out there and start to know that not all people are like that. There's good people, and you learned a lot from that relationship, and you are worthy and deserving of a beautiful partnership. Okay. So just let me know how that resonates. Yeah. You know, I don't know if you sage or not in your house, but anytime you gotta deal with that person, just smudge. Get some sage or copal, works real good. You know, just not today, not today. It'll get better. It's a hard thing when you're co-parenting with somebody like that. All right, so you just pulled your sage out this weekend. Now you know why, huh? Do a good smudging around your house in the new moon right now. Just smudge, 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 clear it all out, and then connect to the moon and say, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm still scared and I'm still protected, but I'm going to start opening my energy to love. And you'll see. You'll see. You're welcome. Okay, Amanda. Okay, Rachel. I know your daughter was on here. This is for her, right? Yeah. Okay. So, hi, Peaky. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. There you are, Risky. All right. Did you want a general reading or you have a question? Then the next person will be Affluent Beauty. And then Caitlin. Okay, she's Fitz. Okay, hi Fitz. You want a general reading or you have a question? Okay, general is good. Okay, hold on one second. My cat came for you. So there she is. That's Peaky B. She's gonna reinforce our reading here. Okay, Peaky. What do you think, huh? What do you think, Peaky? And she's purring. Purring. That has meaning. Oh, gato. That's Peaky. She's my assistant. She's assisted in thousands upon thousands of stuff. She's old now. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, so like the first message for you is don't be afraid of your intuition. That's like the first thing, because I feel like you have really good instincts, really good intuition, but sometimes you doubt yourself. And so the spirit world is saying, don't ever doubt your intuition because it's always right. Okay, so that's like a lifelong thing. You know it now, you'll know it for the rest of your life, is never doubt your intuition. That's what they really want you to remember. Then the next thing they said is that you're somebody who's very connected to nature, Mother Earth. I don't know if you do running, but running is really good for you. Soccer or sports, like we talked about earlier. They're showing me that that is how you connect to the earth. And you're somebody who's very connected to the earth. So it's important for you to maintain that connection. Like in the summertime, take your shoes off, connect to the earth, ground yourself, because that's where you're going to find your peace. I do feel like sometimes you suffer with some anxiety. So when you're feeling anxious or nervous or some kind of uneasiness in your stomach, it's time to go back to the earth, to ground yourself, to breathe. And it'd be really good to learn meditation and that kind of stuff, because you have like a healer vibration, or what we call an empath. So you can easily take on other people's energies. And that's why it's really good that you're in sports, because sports like helps you to get rid of those energies that aren't yours. But this next new cycle, they're saying, is a good time for you to focus on your studies and I don't know. Do you journal? Because they're showing me a journal. If you're not journaling, it's a good practice to get into is journaling or writing down your feelings and emotions. And especially if you ever feel anxious or nervous about things, writing will help you to calm your mind and find peace and quiet. Also, I feel like you're making some kind of dietary or nutritional changes too that will help you manage and cope with everything you're going through. Does that make sense? But the biggest thing I wanted you to know is to trust your intuition. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. You have a gift of intuition. Use it. That's all correct. Good. You know, one of the good things you have is you have a really good mom who can help you with all this stuff. Yeah. Especially like the anxiety stuff. The more you can learn to breathe and meditate and work out and stuff, it's better for your whole lifetime. You won't suffer so much. All right. Well, good luck with everything. And thank you. I'm so glad to connect with Rachel's daughter today. Risky. All right. So let's see here. You have affluent beauty. Affluent beauty, are you here? Let me just refresh stuff here. Okay. I have to refresh stuff. Okay. So did you want a general reading or you have a question? And you see how the cat left after that reading? That's how that cat works. She comes to bring in healing energy and assist. Okay, you want a general? Okay, tap that. All right, so just go ahead and relax and breathe in and out, and I'm going to connect to your energy. Okay, so the first vision that I got for you was that you are in a time of testing things out. So the vision I actually got was that, like, you know, you have your test tubes and you're testing this and you're testing that and you're testing this and you're testing that out to find the right recipe for you in your life. And this could also possibly be like a project you're working on, like you're making something and you're testing this out and you're doing this and you're doing that. But they're saying like you're in an exploration phase of your life and you're just testing out to see what will work best for you. And so as I was, you know, connecting to that energy, I was like, well, what do you need right now? You know, what will put it all together, this test? And they were saying, you need to go to the water and cry. And I feel like that's a releasing energy. So if they can't physically go to a creek or stream or whatever, you want to go to a sea salt bath. You want to do a spiritual bath and release some of those energies that have been holding you back. Because what they're saying too is that you're doing all these little tests and you're testing this and you're testing that and you're doing all this stuff, but you're kind of driving yourself nuts too because you want it to be one thing, but it's multiple things. And so sometimes that can get frustrating. I know how that feels. It's like, you're good at this, you're good at that, you're doing this, you're doing that. But it's like, what is it, the one thing? Because this world will want to put you in a one thing box. But they're saying, like, you do multiple things. You are going to find the right recipe, but you have to try out all these different things. So I would say this new moon, take a sea salt bath, cry, let go of all the frustration and all the energy that's been pent up. And now, like, just release it, and then know that what you're doing right now is right on track. It's all coming together. I feel like you're also at some point in your life going to develop some kind of beauty products or something like that, because I felt like it was also connected to that. Makes sense? Yeah, yeah. It's okay. You're testing stuff out. And what do they call that? Jack of all trades, master of none, or something. You don't have to master them all, but you're making teas and things. Yeah, you're making teas and things. Have you ever thought about making oils, like serums and stuff like that? I think you'd be really good at that too. So maybe after the teas. That's exactly how your friends describe you. But it's good. It's all going to lead to your success, so don't worry. Oh, you're making oils too. Good. Yeah, you're going to do all that stuff. You're going to do all kinds of holistic things, and you're just going to make stuff and test them out and find the right recipe. It's all going to come together, but don't worry about that. You do a lot of different things. But what I would recommend this cycle is do a nice spiritual bath, clean out everything, cry, release, and then go back into it. That's really you. Yeah, that's you. That's what I saw. You were doing all that stuff. But I think the biggest thing they want you to know is, like, you're right on track. Don't doubt yourself. Okay? Don't doubt yourself. You're right on track. You're somebody who is creative. So you have to be creating in order to find your happiness. You were about to make a salt bath. Yeah, see? So really, it's just like, just confirming what you already know. Yeah, that's just how it goes. All right, well, thank you, and enjoy your bath. I think we should all do a sea salt bath. All right, Caitlin, are you here? Oh, you're so welcome. Okay, I gotcha. All right, so I'm just gonna clear some energy here. All right, so let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Okay, so the message that they're saying is, in the process of becoming who you are, don't fear losing yourself. So in the process of becoming who you are, don't fear losing yourself. And I feel like the message that they were trying to convey to me is that you are going through a transformation and a transmutation of who you were to become who you are. And at times you might feel like you're losing yourself, or you're losing reality, or you're losing who you thought you were to become who you are. The next image that I was shown is the snake. So you walk with snake medicine. Snake medicine is healing medicine. So you have the ability to heal, whether you know it or not, just through your vibration, through your energy, through your ancestry. You have healing abilities. And through this process of transformation, you're going to find these gifts more and more. So possibly they're saying like empath or clairsentience is the first, but then you may have like visions as well, and things start turning on more and more as you go through this transitionary period. But this is like you're becoming more of who you really are. And so at times it may feel overwhelming, it may feel dark, it may feel like you're losing who you thought you were, but you're going through like a transition. And the snake, okay, so the snake is about transformation, transmutation, and taking in poison but not allowing it to be poisonous for you. And that's what the snake medicine is. So I feel like you might see images of snake, you might connect more with snake. Something about snake is going to come to you now, because it's going to confirm that the snake medicine is there with you. And also snake is about regeneration and shedding the old to become the new. They said you've been going through an awakening and a shedding of the skin, so you were quite familiar with what that process is. Make sense? Yes, you've been trying to make inner balance, death, and rebirth. Yeah. Yeah. I think, you've been having seizures too. That's very common with the snake medicine, because it's shaking out the old. That's that part you feel like you're losing yourself. Because I think every time you have a seizure, you're going to feel a difference. Sometimes in ceremonies, people start jerking real hard when we're going through certain parts of the ceremony. And a lot of times people feel dizzy too, like that, what do I call it? Vertigo. Yeah, vertigo too. So just know that everything you're going through is just shaking out the old so that you can be more and more of yourself. And see, you're a healer. So your healing path is really calling you. And when your healing path calls you, it's not nice. It's like the healing path calls us in a very volatile way sometimes, because it wakes us up out of our old life and brings us a new life. It feels like electricity sometimes. Yeah, it is. It's like electrically, shaking. And it's what they call recalibrating things. So it's intense. It's intense. So remember to breathe, meditate, take time for self-care and self-love, because you're going through a big change and transformation. And it's all leading you to become a healer. So don't be afraid of it, because, when you're ready, it will happen. Make sense? Oh, thank you, Nicole. So I'm going to that was my last reading. If anybody like a reading, now is the time to Venmo or Cash App. Any advice on how to connect with spirits and ancestors? Yeah, meditation. First start with the 1 minute a day, and then okay. So for your ancestors, you need to do an ancestor altar, which means you put up pictures of the ancestors if you have any. If you don't, if you know their name, you can write it down. And then you put down food, you put down water, you put down a candle, you put down incense, and you just, develop a practice where you connect to them. Because the fastest way to connect to spirits and ancestors is through spirit feasting, is through altar work, is through offering them. So the way I describe it is that when you're doing your altar, you want to think of it like you're inviting a very, very special guest into your home. that's who the spirits are that you want to work with. The helper spirits, the benevolent spirits, the celestial guides are the ones that are like so special. Like, you know, for Christians, it would be like Jesus is coming, you know, for natives, it's like, oh, my ancestors, my grandma's coming, my grandpa's coming, you know. It's like inviting that very special guest to your house. So you make a nice table, you make, you know, a whole thing, and then you give them the food. A table just showed up. I have to make a cover for it so my cats don't knock anything off of it. Oh, good. Yeah. See, a table just showed up. You're welcome. Yeah, for your altar. See how that goes? Your spirits already have everything planned. So just remember the basics of an altar is earth, fire, water, air. And the biggest part of your altar is make sure it's clean. Every day you're changing things. You don't have to put down, you know, cooked foods all the time, but probably the first time you do it, make a nice cooked dish, you know, because you're just establishing that connection. And then later, you know, put some water down daily, or, you know, depending on your lifestyle and whatever. But that's the fastest way to build a connection in the beginning. And depending on your ancestry and your gifts, you know, it can go fast or slow. You know, some people, it might be 10 offerings before they feel something. And some people, it's the first offering. And they're like, whoa, I felt my grandmother. Just be patient with the process. You're welcome. And you can watch some of my videos. I talk about altars. I talk about all that stuff. But that's the first step. Yeah, that was something I was talking to my mom about today, because I see a lot of people who ask me that question. How do I connect to spirits? How do I this? How do I that? And it's really about establishing that connection through rituals, through ceremony, through prayers, through altar work. And ultimately, it's you. It's, you know, something you're born with. Some people can connect to their ancestors much easier than others. You know, I once worked with a lady who, she went to 10 years worth of shamanic journey to have a journey. But when she had it, she was so excited because it took her 10 years to get there. But every time she would go into shamanic journey, she would see nothing. Everybody around her would see these animals and this, that, and the other, but she said she would feel nothing. And it was frustrating, but she kept with it. And finally, 10 years later, she got her first journey where she saw animals. All right. So thank you, everybody. I wanted to pull, I hear them inside my head sometimes, but when I'm feeling down, it's hard to connect. Yeah. Yeah. Because when you're feeling down, you know, it's the vibration. It's the, you know, you don't want to connect, right? So that's why I always say, like, if you want to connect to spirit, or if spirits are connecting to you naturally, then set up your office hours. Set up your office hours. That's the most important thing, especially if you're an empath, is set up your office hours, okay? So when you're like ready to meditate and ready to receive messages, you say, okay, I'm ready. And then you open the door, like you see a door here on your third eye, and you say, I'm ready. You cleanse the energy, you protect yourself, you do those basic protocols, and then you say, I'm ready. And then when you're done, close that sucker, you know, close that door and say, okay, I'm done, office hours closed. Just like, you know, if you went to a counselor or anybody, they're not open all the time, right? You're not 7-Eleven. You're not going to open 24/7. You got to have a life. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Guiding Light. You know what I mean? You know, yeah. And that's the biggest thing about empaths. They're working all the time. You know, you're working in the dream time. You're working. Don't be working all the time. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Try the door technique. Okay. Anytime you're going to connect with any spirits, first and foremost, you want to do some cleansing. You know, some people smudge, some people use Florida water, some people use Palo Santo, you know, whatever, Copal. Do a cleansing. Everybody does a cleansing, you know. And then do some protection, get some mugwort, get a grounding stone, do a prayer. There's a lot of different ways you can do protection, right? Everybody has something different. And then you go in. And that's even with like tarot cards or any of that stuff. Anytime you're going to communicate with any spirit, you want to have a cleansing ritual and you have a protection ritual, and then you go in. And then, before bedtime, do that again. Do a cleansing, do a protection. So you're not draining yourself in the spirit world too. Because when you go into the dream world, you're going into the spirit world. And that's when you're really working. More goes on in the dream time than in the daytime, spiritually. That's when everything's like open. So I would say if you're sensitive to energy, if you're an empath, if you have psychic gifts and abilities, you have to know basic cleansing and basic protection and office hours, when to open, when to close. What are some grounding stones? Grounding stones are going to be mostly your black stones, like black tourmaline, shungite, what's that other one? Obsidian, smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is an excellent stone for somebody who's just beginning, because it clears all the negative energies too. You can also work with selenite. Selenite has the ability to clear energy. It's not necessarily a good grounding stone, but it's a good clearing stone. You can also work with jet. You can work with hematite. Hematite is a really good stone for healers. Those are the stones coming off of my head right now. But grounding, just go to a store and see what stone you resonate with and hold it, and then see what it does for you, how it feels. You'll know, because all a stone will do is just amplify an energy. And so you can also attune your stones to do what you want them to do. Say you have a stone and you're like, okay, I want you to be my grounding stone. And then you tell it, you're my grounding stone. So then you work with it when you want to ground. Do you have to cleanse the stones? Yes, you have to cleanse the stones. Depending on the stone, it's different how you cleanse. But my favorite way to cleanse stones is I bury them. I bury them on the new moon. And sometimes I'll leave them from new moon to full moon, depending. If I need the stone faster than that, then I might only bury it for 3 days. But burying the stone will refresh it, will re-cleanse it, will clear everything out. Some people use salt, but sometimes the salt can damage the stone. So I wouldn't do that with colored stones. The sun, sometimes you just stick it out in the sun for a few minutes. With colored stones, you don't want to stick it out in the sun too much. Some people use the full moon, but my favorite way, like I said, is to bury them, because they go back into the earth and then they refresh and they rejuvenate. I love jet. Hematite has always broke for me within a couple of days. Well, see, then okay, maybe not hematite. Hematite's not my stone. I need a different stone. What about a selenite slab? Oh, selenite slab is very easy to clean because selenite doesn't absorb negative energy. So with the selenite, you can just put it out in the sun, like hold it to the sunlight and say, I now rejuvenate my selenite slab. It'll rejuvenate like that. Selenite is an amazing stone like that. Can you bury it in a bag, or does it need to be in the dirt? You could bury it in a bag. If you know what, I would recommend, not a bag, a box. A box is better, like cardboard, disposable, what do you call that? You know what I'm talking about. Recyclable box. Yeah. Because the bag, it might be suffocating, but in the box, like a shoe box or something, it's a little better in the dirt, or a little cardboard box, takeout box. Yeah. Oh yeah, a takeout box, something, clean box that you can just put your stones into. Just remember where you put them. just remember, 'cause I've had people say, oh no, I lost my stones because I buried them and I don't know where they are. One time I had a coyote dig out my box though, so be careful if you have wildlife where you live. Could you bury it in a potted plant? Yes, you can bury it in a potted plant. Mhm, sure, like if you have a potted plant and you want to put it in there, that's fine. It just has to go in the dirt, you know. A lot of times if you live in an apartment or something, it's hard to bury it outside somewhere. So yeah, tissue box, shoe box, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why you asked about the bag. Yeah, the bag, it might get suffocated, but I have put them in boxes and they've done well. You just don't want to forget about them. That's the thing. Is like write it down. Say, oh, I put my stones in this new moon. I got to pull them out on the full moon. Oh, I want to do 3 days. You know, that kind of thing. I've done it for clients before. Like they'll leave their stones in by my tree, and we'll come back, you know, months later and unbox them. Unbury them, and they have incredible energy. Everything just got rejuvenated. Like, because what happens with stones is stones get tired. If you're using stones a lot, they get tired. And that's why you want to rejuvenate them. And with the selenite too, selenite gets tired. And that's why you want to stick it in the sunlight and just say, I now rejuvenate you, so that it gets rejuvenated. Because a lot of times we use selenite and citrine too as charging stones, and they get tired. Just like we get tired, they get tired. And sometimes they like the company of other stones. Have you ever noticed that's why you buy a bunch of stones? It's because they get tired. Does anybody have any other questions? You know, and a good stone for this moon, because as we uncovered in our intuitive readings, a lot of people who are watching are going through a transition this cycle. So this cycle is a really good time to clean your house, clean your energy, take a spiritual bath, set up your altar. It's about preparing for next month, which is spring. Here in North America, we're in spring, and that's what we're preparing for. So it's a good time to do it now, so that later you're all cleared up and new things can come into your life. Your tables are full of stones. Yeah, stones like friends. They like friends. That's why people start collecting stones, and then they just can't stop, because all their stones need friends. I think next, what is this, Monday? I think Friday, if you join me on Friday, I'm going to talk about stones, because we just started this discussion, but over the weekend I was thinking about future lives and what I want to do. And one of the ideas that came to me was to talk about stones. And the stones that I'm going to talk about are stones that are good for 5G, for wireless and all that stuff, like how to protect yourself against those ELF waves or lower frequency waves, because those lower frequency waves can cause depression, anxiety, procrastination, laziness, sloth energy, that kind of stuff. So Friday at 8 p.m. Central Mountain Standard Time, come on here, and I'm going to talk about stones, and we'll have, ask all your questions, and we'll talk about what stones are good for you to protect yourself from 5G and whatnot. Yes, my lives are on YouTube. If you go to my YouTube at SongBirdGrandMother, you will find them there. And you have to click on the live tab and you'll see everyone. We just did the water blessing. That's all there. I said you got enough friends, too expensive. Your stones have enough friends. I always say that, and somehow I end up with more rocks. The rock thing is a trip, because when you really know how to work with rocks, they're pretty incredible. But they go according to you and your energy too. And sometimes they break when they're done with you. They actually break up with you. They'll literally break. All right. We'll be rocking on Friday. Yeah. Yeah. Someone said that 5G and 10G are running off of spiritual frequency waves. Yes. Does that have any merit? That's exactly right. And if you read the works of Tesla, you will find out why and how. Because Tesla was the master of this technology, and he's why we have this technology, and it runs off ancestral energies. So these 5G and 10G now, we didn't even go 7G, 8G, 9G, we're at 10G now, are running off of those spirit waves, like a radio. You ever watch like haunted movies and stuff, and the radio or the TV, or the spirits come through that technology, because that's what is running the technology. And this is why there's a lot of psychosis happening ever since the introduction of this technology. And that's why it's important to hydrate yourself, use the proper, herbs and nutrition can help. Rosemary helps, chlorophyll helps, oryx help, getting the proper rest, and, getting away from technology too, going outside, doing the sea salt baths, all that stuff helps. And then on Friday, we'll talk about stones. I've always been fascinated with rocks ever since I was a baby, yes. I saw old pictures of like they used to have holographic images come onto a glass plate. Yes. 5G, 10G waves and Tesla waves, spirit waves. Wow. Turn your phone and Wi-Fi off every now and then. Yes, turn that stuff off. And that kind of feels like that Tesla spoke of. Yes. It's deep. This is ancient Egyptian technology. This is not new stuff. Like, even if you read Tesla talks about how he communicated with spirits when he was getting this technology. And that's why he was a vegetarian too. And that's why there's a big vegan vegetarian wave, because of this technology. So there's a lot of stuff happening on this earth. It's not just the technology, it's the sun, it's the electromagnetic fields, it's everything that's happening right now is pushing us into a spiritual way of life, the weather, everything. So what we have to do is survive. Like, if you survive, that's the best. That's all you got to worry about, is just surviving. And then once you're surviving, you're thriving. Because the human body right now is undergoing massive transformations with this technology, with the sun changing, with all the frequencies on Earth, the Schumann resonance, all that stuff, everything. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. The Ankh and those meditation rods was an electromagnetic tech, from ancient Egypt. Yeah, exactly. All this stuff, like those big cell towers and all that stuff, comes from their ancestors, the ancient Egyptians. And so that's why, if you look at Egyptian pictures, they were wearing all those stones. You ever notice that? Like Cleopatra, she was adorned with lapis lazuli and like gold, and all that was to protect themselves from those waves, from those electromagnetic fields, from the technology that they were using. They had very advanced technology. Just imagine what it took to build a pyramid. Just imagine. And the Ankh is an incredible tool of healing, of transformation. And we still don't know how it all works, because that's how advanced they were. But I think that ancient wisdom is really necessary now, because of it's all new to us. We never had 10G. We don't know what that does. But we'll talk about that on Friday. I'll be on Wednesday this week. I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm going to try to do 3 days a week. And it'll always be 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And occasionally when I have time, I'll do a pop in and just pop on it. I read in an old newspaper article that they found very similar things in caves in North America. Yes. Yeah. And in the Grand Canyon. If you look it up, they found things in the Grand Canyon that were from Egypt. Now, how it got there, we don't know. 10G might be quantum computing. Yeah. We'll find out. I just saw a commercial for it. And they said, we're at 10G. I was like, wow, they skipped some steps, didn't they? I know in Asia, they've already had 7G, 8G, but America just decided, let's just go for it. We're going to 10G, baby. Because 10G is when, you know, we can do the robot stuff, the AI stuff, the, what do you call that? You know, the next level of this is 10G. It's gonna help run everything. Maybe it'll stop skipping our lives. You know how we always have a problem with our lives? These lives are always sticking and whatever. Maybe the 10G will clear that, huh? We can only hope. I just thought, oh yeah, you just had a dream of the AI's quantum entanglement theory. Yes, quantum entanglement theory of everything. That's another live we could do. Relativity of time. That's pretty interesting stuff. Quantum entanglement. Maybe for Friday, I'll bring I have a book about that and we could talk about it. It has pictures and stuff. We need visuals because when you start talking about that stuff, you're talking about portals and stuff like that. All right, everybody. So I'm going to pull an animal for everybody. And so the homework is that this animal, you got to pay attention to your life. So, as we're talking about, pay attention to your life, those numbers, those coincidences, those synchronicities. And I want you to see how, okay, it's 2 animals. Okay, so before I see you again, we're back to 11. We started with 11 and we're ending with 11. Oh, you're welcome, Lola. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to do another water blessing, but I think the next water blessing we'll add in stuff and we'll do some drumming and stuff. What do you think about, let's see, oh, that would be fun. Okay, let me see, let me go back up. Frequencies, yes, frequencies, that's what we're talking about. What do you think about our energy messing with technologies? Sometimes I think my guides are like, now. It's very powerful. Oh, thank you. Elba is a pretty powerful water blessing. I was pretty surprised at how that right group. See, with the water blessing stuff, what I always like is it's a deeper group. Usually the people who come, it's less people, but they're deeper and more powerful. People who work with water are powerful. Okay, sorry, Rachel. What was the question? What do you think about our energy messing with technology? Yeah, that happens a lot with certain people. I know when I was first starting to teach meditation classes and I was really building a lot of spiritual energy, I would turn on the lights and they would always blow out. And my maintenance guy, he used to always joke and say, what the heck do you do? Because almost every day that guy was over there changing a light bulb. And he's like, I just changed this light bulb. I don't get it. And sometimes when I'm working with ancestors, they'll blink with the lights and stuff like that. But I think as you attune and you're able to hold more and more spiritual energy and more spiritual power, the less that happens. But it does happen a lot. Sometimes I'll go to a store and the technology will just start getting all wonky and then I'll have to step back and then it starts working again. Something in your frequency, energy, I don't know, it's a spiritual thing. But yeah, it happens to certain people, especially when you're growing and expanding in power much faster than your body can handle. Yeah, sometimes short stuff just short circuits around you. Yeah, that's normal. My whole house lights go out, 2-car radio start. I know it's annoying, ain't it? I've had my headlights both burn out multiple times. I've blown out computers. I've blown out electrical grids. I've blown out a lot of stuff, and it's like a spiritual hazard. But I notice for me when it happens is when I'm going through a lot of spiritual growth and I'm not quite integrated yet. Yeah. Headlights, computers, yeah, that's normal. Here, you notice that a lot of my lights are out now. Yeah, Nicole has that too. Energies have been increasing and expanding, strange dreams and visions coming through. Yes. Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen my other lives, XX, but I talk about why that is because we're in a time of massive growth and expansion from now until 2024. We're closing and beginning. So it's going to be a pretty intense ride for a lot of people. My special needs daughter and I took the blessed water to the ocean. It was nice to do that with her. Oh, that's so nice. I'm so glad you did that. Yeah, you're in Florida with the ocean water. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. It's going to be so fun. Yeah. Can you imagine if all of us get together? We're going to blow out the entire cities. We're going to blow everybody up. Start meditating up the roller coaster. That sounds lovely. Yeah, it's a powerful group we have here on TikTok. It's pretty cool how it's just, the right people are showing up. Y'all are showing up on time. Blackouts. The block grid. Yeah, it's gonna be blackouts. Time to connect to nature, everyone, because tech is out. That's why I resisted TikTok and all this stuff, and Spirit kept saying, "No, you need to get on there." And I was like, "You know what? I want to," because I always have technology issues. But we got to do what we got to do, because all of you guys are everywhere. You're in Florida, you're in Washington, you're in, everywhere. You're all over. So, that's why Spirit can't put us all in the same place at the same. Can you imagine? We'd be blowing up everything. There goes 10G. Got to go back to 1G. All these people got together and messed up the grid. I used to break things a lot. I haven't done that now. Yeah, I was always doing stuff. How Spirit had to spread us everywhere. Yeah, I was burning out the electrical grids. Oh, thanks, Rachel. I'm glad I'm here too. It's just an adjustment, We're like radios and anchors for the energies coming through us. I know, we're antennas, right? I have to make the game fair. Hi, Sonia. How are you? Did you finish your classes today? We're just talking about blowing up electrical grids. That's all. And this new moon. Wonder if they place us around the ley lines. Yes, that's another topic I'm going to get into, because everybody's been asking about ley lines. I have a list here of topics we're going to go into, but for sure we're going to talk about stones, because stones came up today, Friday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you can't watch the live, go to my YouTube. We'll talk about stones. If you want to talk about stones and how to work with them and the 5G stuff and all that stuff. I think that's a really important topic. Like the old star forts. Yeah, there are loads where I live. Yeah. Yeah, lots of love. See you Wednesday live. Thank you for your hard work. Good night. Good night, Rachel. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, wait, before you leave, Rachel, these are our animals you're going to connect to this week. Butterfly and alligator. So when you see butterfly and alligator, those are from the spirit world. Okay, butterfly and alligator. And you know what's funny about that is look at how opposite these two animals are. It's like you can't get more opposite, right? This one is all gentle and, you know, went through the transformation. This is ancient. Alligator is ancient and ferocious. Yeah, so surprising insights, artistry coming up for air. And butterflies, evolution, delight, life's rhythm. But what do you think about that? You need to draw those two together. Yeah, and then tag me for sure. Draw those two. Rachel's an amazing artist. She'll draw these two for us. Like something funny. Wow, I dreamed an alligator 2 days ago. There you go. Creature, good night, screeching. I did. I had practicum meeting, but it's okay. People are hateful and want to see you fail. That's why you need the alligator, Sonia. You just go. Good night, Rachel. That's interesting because I've been having visions of winged humanoids and dragons. There you go. You've been working with the butterfly. The ancient, right? Because both these animals are very ancient, but one is flying and the other is not. Swimming and scaring everybody. Alligator, yeah. Sonia, for you, you need to be alligator and say, you know what? I'm gonna succeed and I'm gonna throw it in your face when I do. Empaths need to do that. What? You want me to fail? I'll show you. You're in a rocket, Sonia. Don't worry about it. You're there for a higher reason. Don't let the naysayers get you. But it's like transformation and then connecting to your ancient self. I had a dream of a stingray last night and red clay, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, stingray is a powerful totem. Stingrays, you know, they don't bother nobody until they, you know, somebody bother them, and then they could kill you with that stingray. So stingrays are powerful. It's like about focus and focusing where you need your energies to be. And red clay is healing, you know, red clay is Sedona. That's why everybody goes to Sedona for that red dirt. Yeah, swimming, flying through the skies and water. Yeah, swimming and flying through the skies and water. So it's almost like connecting to the earth and water and to the air, right? Because the butterfly is the air, is the transformation. So everything we talked about in today's new moon and with the readings and everything, because the readings really tell us a lot more than just, you know, if I was sitting here doing astrology or something, because everybody was drawn here for that energy. And the energy of today was like cleaning out the past so that we can fly. So if you think about it in that way, this is the past, all the ancient stuff, the alligator stuff, the primal stuff, the survival stuff, you know, the ferocious stuff, right? So that we can become the butterflies of transformation and fly and glide through our life. And actually this month or this week's mantra that Spirit gave me is, I expand my wings and fly. I know it's backwards on here, but that's what it says. It says, I expand my wings and fly. So that makes perfect sense with the butterfly message. Wow, now I know what my dream meant. I didn't see the alligator, but I said, and I was an alligator. Weird. See how everything is spiritual? Yeah. So you already were dreaming of the alligator. Yeah, this is what we're letting go of. And then this is what we're becoming. That is interesting with everyone's dreams. That's how spirit goes. And that's what I was talking about earlier, synchronicity, coincidence, things like that. Like how weird is it? If you think about it, just in a logical sense, like how amazing and strange is it that you would be drawn to this live and I just randomly chose 2 cards and people are saying they've already dreamt of them. That's synchronicity. That's spirit. So that's how you know it's the spirit helpers that are helping you. There was a spirit helper who brought you here through the dream time. That's powerful. Is it weird I rarely remember dreams? It's not weird, but you do want to build yourself so that you can dream again. So what it means is something's blocking your dream time. And it's probably, what I'm hearing is stress. It's stress. So if you can, take a bath before bedtime, wind down before bedtime, do breathing meditations, exercises, listen to calming, soft music, spray some lavender spray, burn some mugwort, get into a really good, bedtime ritual. And when you're relaxed, your dreams will come back on again. Because they're saying you used to dream. Yeah. Love that. It looks right on my end, not backwards. Oh, good. Okay, good. On my end, it's backwards. But I want everybody before bedtime, if you want to, you can do this mantra. You can say this affirmation. I expand my wings and fly. Yeah, I expand my wings and fly. And you want to say it like 8 to 10 times. I expand my wings and fly. I expand my wings and fly. I expand my wings and fly. I expand, and then start to fall asleep. And then as you're falling asleep, when you wake up the next day, write it down. Write down if you had any dreams, if you remember anything. You get a message. And sometimes you'll just feel like a lightening of the energy. It's just like, oh, I feel lighter. That kind of thing. Thank you, Spirit. True. I know I just don't remember once I wake up. Thank you. I'll try that. Yeah. And you know what you can try too for anybody who's having problems remembering their dreams is you can consciously before bedtime drink a little drink of water and say, tonight I'm going to remember my dream. Say it before bedtime and drink water with it. Program it into the water and say, tonight I'm going to remember my dream. And slowly but surely, dream recall will turn back on. It's just, what the Toltecs said about dreaming, and they're the masters of lucid dreaming and the dream sciences, like all the dream sciences, is that when you're not dreaming, is like almost being totally asleep in your life. It means like something in your life is on an autopilot. And when you get your dream ability back, it'll improve everything in your life. So they would consider that very important to recall your dreams and get back into your dreaming practices. And maybe tonight, if you want to, you can work with these totems. You could say, tonight, I want to see the butterfly in my dream. And then if you don't see the butterfly, do it again the next night and say, tonight, I want to see the butterfly in my dream. It's really important to start getting back into our dreaming because the dreams a lot of times can save us. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm so tired to write it down, but I'm starting to remember. That's good. I know. And sometimes you'll write it down and you won't be able to read it. That's what I do because I'm like half asleep writing and then I'll look at it and I'm like, I don't know what that said. But I might get 1 or 2 words that I can read. And then oh yeah, da, 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 da. And something I will tell you also about dreams is that when you dream of an animal, it's really important. It's really important. So if you dream of an animal, write it down. Write it down because those are powerful messages when the animal kingdom comes. And also when your past loved ones come to your ancestors, that's really important too. You can make voice messages in your text or notes on your phone. Yes. Yes, you can. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, you have that happen too where you're like drunk handwriting. All right, so this is our new moon. We have the butterfly, we have the alligator. See how they show up in your daily life. See what messages they bring you. See what You know, you might have a message like all of a sudden an alligator pops up in a commercial or a magazine you're reading or something like that too. And that's a message from the spirit world. That's confirmation. That's why I drew those cards for us today. I dreamt of a wolf once, and I've dreamt about two of my deceased pups. Yeah, that's good, Kim. And that's meanings, because the dream of the wolf is bringing you a medicine about the wolf, depending on what they're doing and what the wolf means. And, you know, wolf is about tribe and community and intuition and pathfinder and a lot of stuff. And then your pups, they were coming to show you they're okay. So it was intense. Yeah, your dream was intense. Yeah. One day we'll do a live on the dreams. We might have to do a whole workshop on that, because dreams are a big subject. I always say, for me, dreams are almost more important than what you do in the waking world. And that's how my ancestors looked at it. Because the dreams, when you know how to lucid dream and you know how to work with your dreams and you can control your dream versus it controlling you, you can change the narrative of your whole life. You can change things in the dream time that change your waking life. And a lot of it is just learning how to do it. Some people have a natural gift and some people don't, but everybody can learn the basics of lucid dreaming. Is very true. Yeah, it is true, Lola. You know how to manifest in your dream time, you'll know how to manifest in your dream time or in your awake time. See, master manifestors manifest in their dreams, not in their daily, not in the conscious life. They do it in the dream time. Yeah, it's really cool. I like taking naps to solve my problems. Yeah. You know how they always say, what's that saying? I'll sleep on it. There's a reason we have that saying. Sleep on it. I'll sleep on it. I'll make my decision after I see what the dreams say. I know I have a lot of stories like that, like my house. That's how I found my house too. It's through the dreams. And a lot of times, like, you'll know what isn't for you in the dreams. They'll show you too. They'll be like, don't go down that road. That's a bad road. I also heard to remember your dreams when you wake up, stay still for a while before getting up. Yes. Nowadays, everybody just jumps on their phone. That's not a good thing to do. That's why I always say, keep a dream journal next to you. Or keep, if you're going to jump on your phone and, talk your dream out. Yeah. I'll try to start taking intentional journeys in dream time. Yeah, good. That sounds good. That's so cool. Do you ever dream about people you don't know? Yes, all the time. And, there are levels of dreaming. We'll talk about that some other time. There's levels. But what I will share with you is that one of the higher levels of dreaming is when spirit guides or ancestors or spirit helpers come into your dreams and give you teachings. And they're people you don't know, but they will teach you in the dream time. Those are like really special dreams. Really special dreams when spirit guides come and teach you. Those are considered another class of dreams that are very special and rare. They're not the normal dreams. Most dreams are chaotic in the beginning. Most dreams are chaotic or clearing, or you're going through an emotion, or you're reliving your day or something like that. Those are like the baseline dreams. But then as you advance into lucid dreaming and dreaming practices, what happens is that you start to have dreams where the spirit world is giving you direct guidance and messages on your path and your destiny and your life purpose, and bringing you ancient wisdom. And those are the dreams that you really want to, learn how to do. Yeah. Yes, I would love to know more about dreams. Yes, that's a whole, we'll have to do a class on that. That's not going to be a TikTok. That'll be a class because that's information that has to only go to certain people. Is it a good practice to ask spirit to help guide you in a dreamtime travels? Yes. And in fact, when we do our dreamtime class, you will meet your dream guide. You have a dream guide who will help you. And some of you may have already met your dream guide. I get a lot of people I don't know in my dreams a lot of times. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Because you know them, you just don't know them in this life. You know what I mean? I've had guides get on stage to talk to me on a microphone. They wanted to make sure you heard them, right? Yeah. I get memories from other lives during dream time. Yes, that happens too. That happens too a lot. You'll get messages. I also dream of what's going to happen ahead of time on me or my family. Yeah, that's prophecy. Yeah, those are prophetic dreams. See, there are all kinds of different dreams. There's prophecy dreams, there's feelings dreams, there's clearing dreams, there's memory dreams of past lives or past events. There's healing dreams, there's teaching dreams. There's, like she was saying, they're on the microphone. Well, that was mind blowing. That makes a lot of sense. People you know, but not from this life. Yeah, people you know from other lives or spirit guides. And that's why I said, like, some you got to pay attention. So, like, if these guides are teaching you something or telling you something, like, I've had dreams sometimes where somebody I don't know, but it's a spirit guide, will say, you don't want to do this, this, and that. And then I'll remember and I'll be like, oh, they said don't do this, this, and that. And then I'll remember it for when it happens in the day life, when it happens in my waking life. But that's where you have to pay attention. And that's why dream recall is most important, because it's not that you're not getting the messages, it's just you're not remembering it, because it's a muscle that you have to build. It takes many years to build that muscle really good. It's a constant. I'm going to remember my dream. I'm going to remember my dream. I'm going to remember my dream. I'm starting to dream I'm going to places and meeting different people lately. Yeah. Travel dreams are normal, restaurant dreams, hotel, and that. So let's, say if you want to start a dreaming practice today, if you go to my link in my bio and you click on spiritual notebooks, I have a dream journal in there that will help you so that you can organize your dreams so that you can understand them better. And, you can go daily into what was I doing? What was my emotions? Da, 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 so that you can connect your day life with your dream life. Because when you understand the correlation between what happens in your waking life and what happens in your dream life, it will give you better clarity, direction, purpose, and wisdom for you to fulfill your life purpose and destiny. Yeah, it's awesome. I had a dream right before waking up where my guide showed me a small forming whirlwind and said there was going to be movement with the situationship that had ghosted, but ultimately it's going to be nothing. And when I woke up, he had texted me, so knowing that kept me a lot more stable mentally. Yeah, exactly. They were saying was going to happen. Spirits connect to us in all ways, shapes, and they'll try to get our attention any which way. Any which way. They'll say, they'll bring us a dream and then we'll forget. They'll give us an intuitive message and then we forget. This is the land of forgetting. So when you can remember like that, then it brings you peace and clarity in your daily life. And you say, oh, okay, whatever. You're not going to take it so seriously. But when we're so cluttered up and we're so obsessed and we're not paying attention and we're not listening, is when life becomes chaotic and crazy. I used to have dreams where I moved through houses that seemed to symbolize stages of life. Yes. And houses represent your internal temple. Houses also represent karma sometimes. They represent your past, present, and future. Houses have a lot of significance, and it also can correlate to different organs in your body if you understand how houses work in dreams. But the most common houses that we dream about are either houses we've lived in our past, and that has to do with our physical body, or houses that we have no idea. You know, have you ever had a dream and you're in a house and you don't know whose house that is? That means that's something to do with futuristic events or present. So houses are a deep symbol. What about like dreaming while your body is awake and they're like visions, I guess? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're talking about astral travel or lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is a dream within a dream. Astral travel is when you're actually traveling. You know, you're in your body, you're aware, you're awake, but you're like out of body. They are really working to get our attention. Yeah, all the time. Spirit is always working to get your attention. It's you know, you have no idea how many times a day spirit is trying to get your attention. It's like, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? How about now? How about now? How about 333? How about 1111? How about this? It's like, they're always getting our attention, and we're just like, and it's because true benevolent helper spirits don't meddle, don't manipulate, and don't force. That's the difference between a trickster spirit and a benevolent spirit. Is a benevolent spirit will send you the 1111, the 222, the 333, the subtle wind of, hey, maybe you should go this way. The animal spirit, that, oh, here's an alligator. They'll do that. But like a trickster spirit will like try to like trick you into it. And we'll be like, oh, don't you want to be rich? Don't you want to be famous? Don't you want this? Don't you want that? Well, then you got to do this. You got to do, and they're trying to just trick you. And that's the hardest part of spiritual development, is knowing what's a trickster and what's a benevolent, helpful spirit. The original pop-ups, spirit messages. Yeah. Yeah. So spirit is always trying to get our attention. It's just in the beginning, you got to know who and what to pay attention to, and know the basic protocols of spirit protection, spirit cleansing, and listening, and knowing yourself, knowing your voice versus other voices, because then you'll distinguish, oh, okay, that's my voice. And then when you start to know your spirit helpers, you'll know, oh, okay, that's that spirit helper. Oh, that's my grandmother. You'll start to understand spirit world. And it's a never-ending journey. Never-ending journey. I've been doing this path since I was 3 years old, and I still, there's a lot I'll still have to learn, because I'm going to be on this path for the rest of my life. So it's, it's a never-ending journey, and it's a fun journey. But in the beginning, it's a lot of figuring stuff out, and you'll just keep figuring stuff out until you die. Then you'll really know. But I think the cool thing is that in this day and age, if you want the information, it's in a lot of places. There's a lot of junk out there, but there's a lot of really good stuff out there too. Wow, this is the first I hear about trickster. Oh, really? You've heard of trickster. That's the Native American way to say it. But like trickster, most people call demons. That's another word for it. Why does this happen suddenly for some people? Why does what happen? Spiritual awakening? Yeah. Why is spiritual awakening happen suddenly for some people? Because it's time. It's time. When it's time for you to wake up, you wake up. It's a destiny thing. It's a time thing. It's an ancestry thing. Yeah, it's another word for demons. It's a time thing. You know how there's people around you who aren't waking up, and you get frustrated and you try to show them evidence and you try to teach them and they're just like hitting the snooze button. Is because it's not their time. But when you're ready to awaken and go on your spiritual journey, and it's your destiny and is part of your life plan, it's going to happen regardless of what you do. You could push the snooze button, but it'll just get louder and louder and louder and louder. But at some point, every soul awakens. It may not be this lifetime. It may be 10 lifetimes from now. It could be 1 lifetime from now. But like, it's an ongoing process. Every lifetime we wake up more and more and more. So like in Buddhism, they said that it took Buddha 3 aeons. It's like thousands and thousands of lives to become the awakened master that he was, to become the Buddha. And that was not just 3, thousands of lifetimes, but it was 3 aeons of perfection. Perfect, speech, perfect body, perfect mind, perfect emotions, perfect perfection. Because from a soul perspective, why are we here? We're here for perfection of the soul. And the only thing we take with us is our mind, our heart out of here. We take our spirit, as I call our soul. The spirit is the energy that embodies our vehicle. And the soul is the experiences that we have experienced through the lifetimes we have been here. Those are the only things you take in this world. You will leave the Porsche here, you will leave the house here, you will leave, all your jewelry, all your possessions, you'll leave everything, all the people you've known. But the thing you will take with you is what the Buddhists call your mind, or what in Western terms we call your soul. That's all you'll take with you, right? So that's why when you're on a spiritual path, the material stuff matters less and less. And what matters more and more is your soul's development. You start wanting to know who you are, why you're here, what your purpose is, what your gifts are. And that's a spiritual path, or what in indigenous culture we call the red road. That's what the red road is about. It's about understanding the true meaning of why you're here and the destiny that this life has for you. What's the goal? Why are you here? What are you here to do? And becoming a better person. It's not about the material stuff. As a child, I was very awake. I don't understand what happened. Many times in my life, I have been awake. Yeah, that's because, you had to go asleep to survive, right? Because this world is a sleeping world. And then very common, my first teacher used to call it like, you had to go undercover, like you were undercover on a mission. And then one day the spirit world called and said, okay, mission over, it's time to wake up. And you're like, no, but if I wake up, I'm going to lose my mom, my dad, nobody's going to understand me. And, it's a process. The ego doesn't like it. That's why you purify the ego. And that's what happens, is that in order to move into the spiritual mind, you have to balance. It's not an easy balance, because you do need material. You need a place to live. You need clothes on your body. You need to have, your bills taken care of, unless you're going to be an ascetic and move to the forest and eat bugs, which I know there's a lot of survivor shows and stuff, but for most people, they're not going to do that. So we have to find balance. And in this time and age, what becomes more important than anything is knowing who you are what your gifts are, why you're here, and what you're here to share with, because that's going to bring your abundance. That's going to bring them, what you need. And it's not wrong to have a lot of money. That's not the problem. Problem is not having a lot of money. The problem is when you hoard it and you're greedy and selfish. That's the problem with this world, is that the money is not being equally distributed. That's so true. You care less about the material. Yeah. Yes, self-love, reciprocity. Yeah, reciprocity, exactly. You give, you have to receive. Because we've all seen the people who just give and give and give and give, and they're completely depreciated. They're completely exhausted. They have nothing left to give, and then they become resentful and bitter. And then when you're just constantly taking, you're just taking and not giving, and there's no, yeah, exactly. There needs to be flow. You need to give, you need to receive, you need to give, you need to receive, like water, always giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving. Because if you're just constantly taking, you're just taking, and nobody likes that. And if you're constantly giving, you're just gonna give yourself out. So it's a flow. And most of us have to learn one or the other. We have to learn both. And we'll learn it through opposites. That's why you meet your twin flame. Meet your twin flame and you learn what your imbalance is, okay? One day I'm going to do a live. We'll go deep into twin flame stuff, because all the stuff that's out there is usually just not right. But we do need to learn flow. Alrighty, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on this new moon. The messages for today is to clear out the old, prepare for the new. If you can, do a sea salt bath, cleanse your house, get everything ready, and know that, this is going to be a wonderful new cycle. So thank you so much for joining me. Sweet dreams. Until we meet again. I'll be on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and Friday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And you can always watch my lives on YouTube afterwards. All right. Good night. Many blessings.